Let me tell you why this tweet is so creepy to me. Her so-called best friend was just publicly assassinated. Was it 4 months ago now? And she's done a whole investigative series telling people that, making her followers believe that she loves Charlie Kirk more than his own wife. And in this recap tweet, she does not mention him. The only thing that she mentions or shows is his wife saying stop, like basically trolling her, right? And then she's talking about how her podcast went #1 globally. Pretty much used his content to get to #1. And then she's bragging like she's still #1 and she's actually number 28 because people are now realizing that, you know, she's just full of it. And here's the thing. She says, as I plan to break another explosive story. I'm sorry, was your best friend's assassination just an explosive story to you? You know, it's like I've been trying to tell people, like, because I have a TikTok too, and I've been trying to expose how she is because I feel like she's misleading a lot of Christians into hating Israel and the Jewish people. So I've been trying to expose her because I was a fan of hers too, right? So I have seen a lot of her content and I know everyone would always respond to me and say, she's the only one asking questions. She's the only one that cares. Meanwhile, she doesn't even mention him in her 2025 tweet wrap up of the year. And then what she does mention is her podcast, you know, being #1 for a short time. And she didn't say that, but okay, what about your best friend that just so-called got publicly assassinated? I'm starting to wonder if Candace Owens is a Scientologist. You know, kind of going to Twitter with some of the stuff that I'm talking about with you now, when I found out what kind of person she was. I kept seeing this John Mappin guy defending her all day, nonstop. And it almost felt a little creepy to me because I found out that he was a high-ranking militant Scientologist. Was just trying to find connections like, is she a Scientologist? Why is this guy defending her? Not only was he defending her, but I found out that he was actually very influential in getting Turning Point UK started. And he was the one that introduced her to her husband, whom she met and married within got engaged to within a 17-day time frame. And, you know, it just all felt very weird to me. And also in her comment section, this guy was trying to recruit people to Scientology. And he's the one that runs this thing called Camelot Castle.
Turns out that the man who made sure that the UK Turning Point, that organization started, the one where she met her husband, this man is known as potentially being her handler, John Mappin. He's a high-level Scientologist.
Just recently, things got very weird because I had just been wondering that without a lot of evidence, you know, other than her weird connection to this guy who introduced her to her husband. And this isn't just any kind of cult where they just go off on their own. These people have been documented doing very abusive, crazy things to people that try to leave or try to expose them. And I have been saying for a while, like, she does not seem like a real Christian to me. She doesn't even seem like a real Catholic person because, you know, I have disagreements with the Catholic faith, but I have met Catholic people that seem more genuine about what they believe in or about God in general. And to me, she doesn't even seem Catholic. And so I found out about Scientology that you can basically keep whatever religion you want to be in and you can still be a Scientologist. So this John Mappin guy was talking about God, but then when you learn about him, he's very high into occultic stuff. He even had a QAnon flag hanging from his castle in Europe. Nick Fuentes has an issue with Candace Owens ever since he got on her show, was asking, how did you and your husband really meet? And why are you so close to this Scientology guy? And like, basically, are you a Scientologist? Candace Owens does not answer his Scientologist question. She does not try to clear it up and say anything like, I'm not a Scientologist, whatever. She immediately just goes to talking about her husband and about how she met him. And there's a discrepancy there because John Mappin has been quoted saying that he's the one that introduced her to her husband, And yet she says Russell Brand did, and then she mentioned somebody else, but John Mappin has said that he was the one who introduced her to her husband. So is the Scientology connection related to her husband or what? And now I find this very hypocritical, because she paints herself as someone who likes to expose corruption, but yet she has these close ties with Scientologists, okay, who are very known to being very occultic and very abusive to people. So anyway, that's the contradiction, Candace, that I keep talking about. Basically, Alex Jones is now, he's made it his mission to exposing Candace for being some kind of deep state person. I don't know the validity of his claims, but after publicly opposing Candace, like really hard, Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes, that is, John Mappin, creepy Scientologist guy, invites both of them to his castle. And there's this investigator who said he's known for like investigating Scientology too, and that John Mappin inviting them is a way to like quiet opposition. It really makes sense to me. And you know, none of this stuff is verified, but I'm just showing you guys, she has not denied it. She has not publicly said she's not a Scientologist, and she has this creepy relationship with a Scientologist whose wife is Russian. You know, what is that about? And then here's another thing, guys, was how she has been acting when it comes to the person that she interviewed, Mitch Snow, on her show, trying to connect Erica Kirk to Charlie Kirk's assassination.
Obviously, you know the story of how I instantly got the email from one of your friends that just said, you should call Mitch, after I prayed and said, I'm missing a piece of this, please, God, give me a piece of the story. And the first email I see when I get back from church on a day of holy obligation is this email. And so, Mitch, my audience is up to date on what happened to you when you were 20 years old. And I'm wondering if you can just sort of
trying to hint at the fact that she thinks Erica Kirk had something to do with Charlie Kirk's assassination without just being direct. So she pretty much had somebody on her show to do that, and to say that he saw Erica Kirk and Charlie Kirk's head of security on a base. I don't want to butcher the name. It's something with an H, okay? And it's supposed to be this secret base. And he was basically saying he stumbled upon a meeting where they were planning Charlie Kirk's assassination. So, and sorry for all the shooting, guys. It's New Year's Eve, okay? And I'm in the South, so everybody has a gun. But so anyway, he goes in her show and he implements them in Charlie Kirk's assassination. And turns out this guy is a pathological liar, and he's documented for being one. Abused like 4 or 5 women, and Alex Jones actually shared a clip.
Stop it! Do not hit my Mustang.
Videotape me all you want. I haven't touched this car in forever. It's been in my way.
You want to threaten to hit my car with a hammer? God damn it! Goodbye. Don't beat our door in with a hammer.
Why are you videotaping me?
You want me to let you in and that's what you do?
And so Candace Owens, when all of this is exposed, she doesn't say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I platformed a man who is clearly a psychopath, a psychopathic abuser. I'm so sorry. She doesn't do that, okay? She actually raised $150,000 for this man. And you know, when it came to Turning Point USA, she told people to start requesting refunds from Turning Point USA because she thought they had something to do with Charlie Kirk's assassination. But when it comes to this man actually being on the books for abusing women, giving a woman a traumatic brain injury, she basically digs in deeper, okay? And she's coming up with all kinds of excuses and saying, basically, she doesn't care that he abused these women. She just cares about the facts of what he saw that day. Except everybody that he claimed to have seen that day all have an alibi, okay? Including this guy named Cabot Phillips. Actually have been going back and forth, and he's been showing her that he was not there, which I'm like, why are you even trying to show her? Because you don't owe her anything. Evan, I think it's Kilgore, sorry if I got that name wrong, he also had been defending Candace Owens for a long time. And when he brought up the fact that this Mitch Snow guy was very shady and he looked into his past and he really was an abuser, she turned on him so hard. Her tweets against him were just spewing venom. And after she did that, I mean, of course, people reacted because they're like, this man has been defending you for like 4 months straight and you just chewed him out, and then all of your cult followers just attack him like bees protecting the queen, you know, in such a creepy way. And he's like, oh my gosh, I feel like I've been under a spell. And guys, when I was following her, that's almost what it felt like. And then when you finally open your eyes, you're like, oh my gosh, this woman is evil. And then you feel like the urge to just call her out because you're like, I have to wake everybody else up. Like, do they know? Are they aware of how this woman really is? And so she immediately attacks him, right? And then she got so much backlash for that she actually had to start a Twitter space, and she invited ended up being like, I think 30,000 people to join. But you really need to start waking up about Candace Owens, because the things that she's been saying about Israel and the Jewish people, guys, are like very unbiblical. She's actually trying to incite people to hate these people. And even though in the Bible, like, they messed up so many times, guys, the prodigal son story is about them. The story of Hosea is about them. And then in Romans 11, it talks about how his plans for the people. And so I'm trying to warn you guys, like, as a sister in Christ, you know, you got to watch out. But I plan on kind of leaving some of the Candace Owens content behind, because there's just so many things that I want to talk about, like the Somali fraud scheme. What was that? And you know, I want to have like more meaningful, grounded discussions. So if you're interested in that, like, like and subscribe.